In this module, we're going to spend some time talking a little bit about the importance of budgeting. As mentioned in the syllabus, one of the goals of this course is to really help prepare you for life in the working world. And one of the things you'll likely have to do in any organizational environment is budget. Whether it be budget for an entire department or budget just for yourself, anytime you're given this information or this kind of responsibility, you need to be able to demonstrate a strong skill in this area. And so I want to challenge you by asking you to spend some time budgeting your own money. Now, in the past, this is something that many students have had limited experience with. And so, not knowing your experience with it, I'm just going to talk to you as if this is one of the first times you've been given an assignment like this. For the next 4 weeks, because your budget is not due until 6/15 or June 15th at 5 p.m., I'm going to ask you to budget. Consider all the money you have coming in and all of the bills you have going out. And I'm going to ask you to do both a spreadsheet for this using Excel, as well as a write-up for this in Word. So there are two components here. So let's get into a little bit more detail about this. The information you need is going to be located here under the Content tab. When you click on Content, you're going to scroll down to where it says Budgeting, and you're going to have two things here. Monthly spending tracking formulas, which is going to offer you kind of an Excel sheet to fill out as you go along. It's up to you if you want to use this first one. As you can see, it'll have, how much information you want to put in, and you can fill it out any way you want or not at all. The other one, the one that you are required to fill out, is the second one, monthly income and expense formula, not tracking. Tracking is up to you, but formulas. Okay, so let's walk through what this one looks like. When you open it, again, it's in an Excel document, and everything, all the cells are formatted to do exactly what you need them to do, or what they're intended to do. So, gross monthly income. Gross means before taxes come out. So how much are you making before taxes? If, on the other hand, you already have taxes coming out, so you have a job and the money's already being taken out of your paycheck, then you can come down here and just put your total. So that would be net spendable income. Now, if you don't have a job and you're getting the money from your parents, you would put that under source 1 or source 2, and you can take out where it says source 2 and just type in parents or maybe grandparents or, trust fund, whatever it is for you. I am not judging this whatsoever. I just want you to make sure it's clear and it's accurate. Okay, so you fill in this information here. If it's before taxes, you put it up here. If it's after taxes, you just come down here to net. Net is before taxes, or gross is before, so think of it kind of alphabetically. G before N. Gross is before taxes, net is after. Okay, then you want to come down and fill out the rest. Now, this is intended to give you, a month here. So again, I want you to fill this out for the next 4 weeks. How much is your rent? Well, if you're living at home with mom and dad, that's okay. If they're not charging you rent, you don't have to fill it out. But if you don't intend to live home with mom and dad, or maybe you know what rent will cost you, because you already have an apartment, whatever the case may be, that's what you want to put here. Renter's insurance. This is where you put it here. If once you plan to own a home, if that's in your future, you would put your insurance totals there. Taxes, and again, this is per month, not for an entire year, just per month. Taxes, if you pay any there, electricity, gas, water, garbage pickup. If anybody still has a landline phone, you put it here. If not, your monthly cell phone, including data charges, cable, internet. If you have a bundle, you can just put it all in one of these. It doesn't matter to me. If you pay a maintenance fee or a maintenance contract, you would put that information here. And then it'll total for you, so no worries about that. Next, come down and look at food. How much are you spending? This is not eating out, but going to the grocery store. How much would you be spending here per month? Again, so that's where you might want to use the tracking formula to help you figure out how much are you spending each time you hit Kroger, Food Lion, Publix, any grocery store. Next, let's look at your auto expenses. If you have a monthly payment, you're going to include that there. If you don't and mom and dad pay for it, you still want to include it because you want a total of what you're spending or what life is going to be like for you, how much you really have to make in order to live the way that you're living now. So you're going to include that. Gas, oil changes, you might put that here. Why oil changes if we only do it every, few thousand miles? Well, because a lot of times it's more helpful to save up for it. So we want to include it, maybe put aside a few dollars each month. I know we do that in our family with regard to tires. My husband drives an F-250. Tires are about $200 a tire. So when he needs tires, that's not money I just pull out of my back pocket, so to speak. So we would save for that every month. Car insurance. If you're part of your parents' car insurance, find out how much it would be if it was just you. You can go online and get quotes for that, or if you're already paying your own car insurance, great, just put that in there. License and taxes. Well, in our state, we pay personal property tax. So how much is it each year for you? And then divide that by 12. Any kind of repairs, if you save for that, and anything else with regard to your car. All right, then we have insurance. You might not have life insurance at this point, but you might have medical insurance that you're paying for. Again, if you're on your parents, you want to make sure to list that. And if you have any other types of insurance, you might list that here. Okay, next, let's look at debts. Credit cards. This is every credit card you have here. You're going to want to include that. What is your minimum monthly payment? Then loans. If you're taking any school loans, you might want to put how much you're going to have to pay per month. And then you'll put that there. This is a total of credit cards and loans. Again, we've already done car loans, so if you have any other kind of loan, a personal loan or a loan to a family member, you might include that there. Okay, then we're coming up to the top of the second one. This one, eating out. Eating out can be anything you want to title it. If you go to Outback and you want to put that in there. Date nights. If you don't want to call it date night, that's fine. Maybe you want to call it bar and you want to take out date night and you just want to say bar scene or whatever else it might be. Again, I want you to track this so that it's accurate. It may not be as accurate over the summer as it is during a regular school year when you're at school. But if you plan to go out to eat 2 or 3 nights in a month, that could be $150, especially if you're paying for someone else. So that's something you want to make sure we're budgeting. You may not need a babysitter right now, so again, you can leave that one blank or take it out. Activities or trips. If you go on any, you might want to have that there. Or so if you're playing on a sports team, or if you're just taking a weekend trip to the beach, you can put that there. You might put it under vacations. A lot of people will save for vacations as well. And then anything else that you do that's entertainment related, maybe the movies, or if you have a subscription to Netflix, you want to include that there too. Okay. Then come down here, clothing totals. Well, someone once told me that they don't ever buy new clothes. Well, great. But at some point in each year, there's a really good chance you're going to have to buy something. Whether it be a new tie for work, or a new pair of shoes, or a pair of socks because yours has a hole in it. Whatever it might be. So consider, how much do you spend each year on clothes? If you don't buy them very often, maybe you only spend $100 or $200. Now remember, if you're getting a new job, you might be spending a lot more up front just so that you have the basics to wear to work. Next, savings totals. Are you putting any money aside right now, and then how much do you put aside each month? Whether this be in an IRA, could be a retirement account, 401k, it can just be a savings account, CD, whatever. Okay, then we're coming down here to medical expenses, doctors, dentists. Do you have monthly drug bills? I don't need to know what prescriptions you're on by any means, but if you do pick up prescriptions each month, you want to factor that in as well. Okay, then we come down here to miscellaneous. Toiletries. Toiletries are obviously going to be things like shaving cream and razors and toothpaste and all that good stuff. You might not have anything under cosmetics, but if you go to get your hair cut, you want to put something here. For laundry, if you don't do laundry at home, then you want to put it here. However, if you also go out and use a dry cleaning service, you want to make sure to list how much you spend on that. All right, subscriptions. Again, this can be for magazines. This could be for Netflix if you want to put it here. Gamefly, anything else that you have a subscription for. And then some people will start saving for gifts for birthdays, Christmas, maybe you have a wedding coming up that you're going to, anything else. You can put it there. And then if there's anything else you're spending money on, feel free to use any of these other tabs. All right, then school expenses, you might have tuition, materials for school like books, and if you have to arrange any kind of transportation, you can put that there. If you have any other fees or anything else for school, you can include that here. You probably don't have any expenses for children, so that brings you down here. Again, this spreadsheet is automatically formulated to pull everything from column 1 and everything from column 2, take your net your net total income, subtract all of your debts, and give you either a plus or minus down here. So it'll be in red if it's a deficit, and it'll be in black if it's a surplus. So what do you do when you have this information? Your goal for the budget assignment, again due June 15th, is to look at how much money you're taking in and how much money it's going to cost you to put out, and give me a write-up. Essentially, what did you learn from this assignment? Again, I want you to be brutally honest here. I'm not looking for you to come up with, anything. I don't want you to be at 0. I don't want you to, plug in numbers just to plug in numbers. I really want you to get something from this assignment. Most employers want to know that you know how to budget your own money. If you are somebody who's in debt, if you are somebody who does not have a good credit score, that's going to come up when you start looking for jobs. And so you want to be able to demonstrate good budgeting skills. And so that's really what this assignment is about. All right, so how will this be graded? Well, I want you to prepare about a 150 to 300 word assignment in addition to filling out this Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to be submitting 2 things. You're going to fill out your budget worksheet. Okay, so that's worth 10 points to you. Then you're going to offer a budget summary. What did you learn from this experience? What does this tell you about how much money you need to make in order to live the lifestyle you want to live? Or does this tell you that you're actually doing really well right now and you can afford to save more money? Whatever it is that you feel you learn, that should be offered in a Word document. And of course, this should go without saying, but spelling and grammar in a college level course is always expected, and anything less will cause you to lose some points. So this total assignment is worth 25 points to you. If you have any questions about the budget assignment, please be sure to let me know.